Hi everybody, welcome to Big OGGIE World. Welcome to me, Big O, here in the Big OGGIE World kitchen. It was a sad week last week, and one of the people that kind of inspired me to enjoy cooking, Dave Myers, passed away. If you don't know who Dave Myers is, well, that's probably quite unusual nowadays, certainly in this country. But Dave Myers was one of the hairy bikers. They've been going about 20 years on TV and radio, and obviously different events as well. They've been traveling around to making lots of TV shows. Dave was certainly an inspiration for me to get back into cooking, and he's yet another one of the, well, to me, all-time greats of cooking and presenting, really, and entertaining as well. So we've decided that we're going to do one of their recipes, one of the Hairy Biker recipes. We often do recipes from Hairy Bikers, and we recreated quite a few on the channel over the time we've done the channel. This one is from what was probably one of their latest books, Ultimate Comfort Food. We're going to do French onion soup. I love French onion soup, but I've not had a decent one for many years, not since well, once upon a time I had some money and could afford to go to restaurants, and went to a lovely bistro in Bristol. It doesn't exist anymore. I used to make their own. So we're going to make this one today. So we're going to use the Hairy Bikers recipe, and it's kind of in honour of Dave Myers. First of all though, all the ingredients will be listed below, and I need to go and chop a serious amount of onions. See you in a while, everybody. So, one of the most important things about a French onion soup, as far as I can see, is thyme. Thyme because we're using thyme with the butter, and thyme because this little lot, this is about 1 kilo of onions which I have finely sliced, okay, nice and fine. They need to be softened in that butter, and then they're also going to be, well, caramelized, really caramelized until they are golden and unctuous and gooey and everything that's important about a French onion soup. And that's going to take a lot of time to do, probably an hour, maybe more. Okay, so going to get all this on over here. You'll see a couple of pictures of that happening, but you don't want to stand around here or sit around here watching me do this. So what we do is we put the onions, we put the thyme and the butter in the pan, melt it down, pop your onions in, cover them all up, make sure the onions are all coated with the butter, pop the lid on, okay, leave it for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're softened, and then we're going to just turn up the heat a little bit and do a bit more work on them. But let's get that bit started, okay? So, like I've already said, put your butter and your thyme into your pan and melt it. There's 75 grams of butter, which is a sizable amount of butter, but you've got a sizable amount of onions as well. Okay, there we go, showing those. Very difficult doing a camera one position and doing this at the same time. So, we're going to transfer all these onions. Like I said, there's a lot of them, 1 kilo of onions, into here. The idea now is to just try and coat the onions with the butter as much as you can. Once you've done that, and they're all nicely coated, then we're going to pop the lid on for about 10 minutes, maybe slightly more, just to soften them without putting any colour on them as such. Okay, it's on a low heat right now, like I said. So let's get these coated, pop this lid back on, and I'll see you in a while. So, in all honesty, it's probably been nearer 20 minutes to soften these onions. Obviously depends how low you've got your hob, but they're on their way now. They're pale and they're now softened. What do we do next? Well, again, this is where the thyme really gets involved. The idea now is to caramelize the onions. So turn your heat up slightly. and then keep an eye on them. It's going to take about an hour, maybe more. Probably will be more. The idea is to caramelize your onions, but get them down to a nice golden brown, almost like an onion marmalade consistency. That will take a lot of patience now, okay? So keep checking them, give them a stir around, scrape off the bottom as well, the little bits that catch. You'll find they'll give off a lot of water first because, take that off now, sorry. They'll start giving off a lot of water now because they start reducing. Onions carry an awful lot of juice and water in them. That's what has to happen. If you find they're starting to catch and starting to burn slightly, put a little drop of water back in, okay? It's just kind of a balancing act now until they are down to where we need them to be. I'll see you in about an hour. But like I said, keep stirring them, keep checking them. They'll be lovely and they're all nicely soft and golden. Let's do a quick voiceover. So now after an hour, they're lovely and golden. We're going to add a little bit of demerara sugar, just a teaspoon, just to add some sweetness to the onions. Some of yours may need it, some may not. Then we're going to put a tablespoon of plain flour. Now, once you've got the plain flour in, you're going to need to give it a good stir around and kind of fry it off for a couple of minutes. You want to get rid of that floury taste, but it's important for the actual making of the stock. Once your flour is in, now add your sherry vinegar. Just a tablespoon, and that will do nicely. Give it a mix around, give it a good stir, add 150 ml of dry white wine. We're using a Pinot Grigio, and there was a little bit left which I finished off, of course. Keith Floyd is another one of my food heroes. So give that a good stir, and also make sure you deglaze the pan. So the idea is you're taking all the little brown bits, all the little slightly burnt bits, everything, it's all flavour. Get it off the bottom of the pan, get ready for the next stage. Now, add a bay leaf, that's an easy bit. And then get yourself 850 ml of stock. We're using 2 beef stock cubes, we're using Knorr stock cubes, but you can, if you wish, use chicken or half and half, beef or chicken, or completely vegetable. The choice is up to you, but we're using beef for a stronger flavour. Now, season well, so we're using Cornish sea salt, plenty of that, and ideally black pepper, but we've only got mixed peppercorns at the moment, so you use what you've got, as we always say. Season generously. Now, bring it up to a boil, so turn the heat. There we go. Give it a little stir, make sure nothing's caught in the bottom, and then once it goes to a boil, bring it down in heat again and bring it to a simmer. Just a gentle simmer will do. Find yourself your lid and pop it nearly back on. And then leave it. The idea now is to leave it for a good half an hour or so. Once you've done that, you're pretty much there. We're going to add a couple of teaspoons of brandy. Now this is entirely optional, just adds to a little bit more of a, well, let's say posh word, let's do a piquancy. Okay, so we're going to put 2 teaspoons in, but taste it as you go. You may not wish to like it, you may do. Once you've done that, give it a bit more of a stir, and well, you are pretty much there. Looks lovely, it's reduced down beautifully. I've tasted it already, I know the seasoning's right, but check the seasoning for yourselves. Obviously everything is done to taste. It's going to be delicious. And that's done for now. In fact, that's the soup complete. Except, if you're going to do this the traditional way, you would put it into a soup bowl, or a nice little round bowl. You'll get yourself some pieces of baguette, and you would put a little bit of garlic on those, bit of cheese, put those into the bowl and pop those under the grill, including the bowl of soup. Hairy Bikers, in their little book here, don't actually suggest that. They say that you should cut your slices of baguette, you should rub a little bit of garlic on each piece, then put a bit of butter on them, and then toast them with your Gruyère cheese. We're using a melty cheese, Gruyère or cheddar, whatever you've got, and toast your little pieces individually. So you kind of got garlic, bready, toasty on cheese. Yeah? Toasty on cheese, cheese on toast. That's the one. I know, been a strange day. And then pop those into your soup. You'll see a picture when I get that far. But for now, thanks so much for watching. been a strange week. My thoughts go out to Dave and his family, and obviously to Cy King as well, his partner in crime in all the food recipes and all the food programs. We'll see you all again soon on Big OGGIE World, but today we're just going to go quietly. Bye everybody.